I'm continuing to read from the book My Conversations with the Poor Souls, link below. It's a diary from Princess Eugenie. And today we're learning about the girlfriend waiting for the reward. I begin with April 9th, 1927. 7 figures swayed around me, and I first recognized a female figure, not to be afraid of, but not to sleep on either. April 12th, the woman's name is Cecilia. She slandered. I said, "Who else is there with you?" She said, "6 souls. Why can I only recognize you alone?" "I've been with you for months. You had others." I said, "Now I have others too." She said, "I'm closer to you." I said, "Why?" There was no answer. April 14th, looking closer, I see her mouth is full of sores. Her lucidity isn't pretty at all. I asked, "When I pray for you, when you're not there, do you notice it right away?" She said, "Yes, I am always with you." I said, "Explain to me why I don't always see you." She said, "Because you wouldn't be able to stand it." April 16th, I was literally hemmed in by 7 like a wall that's getting tighter and tighter. I said, "Leave me alone. Don't torment me." They said, "We want to help. We want to help you." She said, "Can you see that I have worries?" They said, "Yes." I said, "Can you pray for my request?" They said, "We can pray for you, but not for us poor people." I said, "How can you know my concerns?" They said, "You are divided." "But I don't always think of you." They said, "Your power is ours, but you give it to others." April 17th, I poured my dear Easter water on her as soon as she came. She looked happy. I said, "That will help you more than anything I do." She said, "You only give it to me. It heals, you save." Of the 6 figures, one man is now clear, but I don't know him. He looks very sad. I see many shadows during the day. It can be the 5 unexplained ones. Sometimes something gives me a chill, but thank God there are no more animals. April 23rd, Cecilia looked better. I said, "You're different. Are you feeling better?" She said, "The mists are gone. Now I worship." Then she brushed my face with her hand and was gone. A good friend came to me, Gr. From M. Who died in January. I recognized her straight away. I said, "You look happy. Where are you?" She said, "In the most beautiful living room." Then she was gone. That statement actually annoyed me, so worldly. After 3 days, she came back. I said, "Why did you speak so earthly of a living room?" She said, "So that you understand me, humanly speaking." I said, "Are you in heaven?" She said, "No, I'm waiting for the reward." I said, "Reward for what? Tell me so I become like you." She said, "Duty and a spirit of sacrifice." I said, "Do you know that you left your husband?" She said, "We see with different eyes. Everything is for the best." I said, "Tell me, what is the place of expectation?" She said, "The final stage of longing." So why did you come to me if you no longer need my prayer? She said, "To please you. I knew about you." I said, "Do you still see my body or my soul?" She said, "Your soul. We are the disembodied." I said, "But I see you as you were. Tell me how that happens." She said, "Because you are not yet able to see the soul." I said, "Can one see a soul?" She said, "Is there a light that doesn't shine?" I said, "Tell me what's bad about me." She said, "You still enjoy charity. You should be free." Now she was gone. How good it was to talk to her. Oh, yes, be free and only belong to God. I already know what to do, but 2 men are with me a lot. They push forward. Everyone wants to be the first. I don't know them. They are very sad. I said, "Who are you?" And they said, "Forgotten." I said, "No one is forgotten because at Holy Mass, everyone is prayed for." Then one came up to me and whispered in my ear. Could have been 1,000, but I can't say for sure. Then I saw fire and they were gone. Once I was lying awake when I felt my bed lifted up and with a crash it came down to the floor again. I couldn't turn on the light and something grabbed my neck and I felt like I was choking. I was terrified, thrashing around but finding nothing. It was hideous. I had to go through the same thing 7 times. Then I saw a woman in a most despicable condition. I said, "Have you always tormented me like that?" "Why?" She said, "Because I hate you." Now there is an asterisk that said this woman seems to have only one emotion. It's envy. Everything in her is envy. Eugenie continues, "Why is that? Why do you hate me? I didn't do anything to you." She said, "You blind me." "But I want to help you." Then she threw herself at me in a rage until I cried out, "In the name of Jesus, go away!" Then she was gone. I have an uncomfortable feeling that it was something very evil, unlike the previous one. It scares me terribly, and I pray it doesn't come again. She made an indescribable impression on me, and I keep thinking about her. The 2 men came again. I asked, "Where did you live?" They said, "Here." "When?" They said, 57,000 days ago. I said, "What were you?" They said, "Servants." "How can I help you?" "Give us a holy mass." It happened, and I didn't see them anymore. This next chapter is titled The 9th of August. July 3rd, 1927. Something strange happened to me then. I was in the garden picking strawberries. Suddenly, a terrible wind came over the flower bed. I looked up and no tree was moving, only the strawberry leaves swayed in the wind. The thing was scary for me, and I went into the house, not a trace of wind. So I went out again, all quiet. As soon as I start picking again, the same. I ask, "Is there a poor soul?" Then I see 4 figures dancing around me and calling out to me, "August 9th!" And everything was as usual. August 9th, how strange. This is the 5th time I've been told or dreamed of that date. I think it was 1898 when it made a big impression on me. I thought I was dying. The last time in December, I dreamed that there was a large piece of paper on my desk and said August 9th. It's strange, but I'm not afraid. It just makes me curious. In general, I get a little more sleep now. I only wrote down the things that were spoken. Other things were a lot, but not bad. You can get used to that too. What are your thoughts? I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching this Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.